Hello everyone, I'm Sheila from CompletelyFlawless.com, and this week we'll be discussing bridal contracts and why you cannot afford to do business without one. So I have a sinus infection, so please bear with me this week. I know I sound a bit stuffy and congested because I am. So I wanted to make sure that I came and got this video done for you guys regardless though. So you may be asking, what's a bridal contract and why on earth do I need one? Well, a bridal contract is a document between both parties that's going to outline the expectations of everyone involved. Why do you need one? Because in the event that any discrepancies should arise, you'll have an agreement to go back to refer to. So what should be in that contract? Several things. You want to know when the wedding is, where the wedding is, how many people you're expected to do, how much time do you have to do it, any travel arrangements, any hotel accommodation arrangements, liability waivers, and also cancellation agreements and any payment arrangements as well. So you want to know where the wedding is. Why do you want to know where the wedding is? Because let's say you have to travel an hour away. You want to know how many miles that is because you're going to have to pay for gas. So you want to make sure that you're charging either per mile or per hour for your travel time. So that needs to be in the contract. You want to also know about parking. That's the people don't think about. Personally, I'm not going to pay for parking. So parking needs to be written into that contract. So if it's going to be $20 for parking, they should be covering that, not you. Also, you want to make sure that you know how many people are you going to be responsible for doing. When you don't have a contract, here's what can happen. Let's say a bride calls you up. She wants you to do the wedding. Like she calls you up 2 months before a wedding. She says, I want you to do my makeup and my 4 bridesmaids. So you say, hey, okay, great. The day of the wedding comes and she says, you know what? The 3 other bridesmaids, or 3 of the bridesmaids decide, you know, they didn't come up with their money. I don't want to cover them. So just do my makeup and 1 of the bridesmaids. So that's fine and dandy for them, but for 2 months now, you were thinking you're gonna be getting paid for 5 people, and now you're only getting paid for 2 people. So that, in my book, is a problem. So when you have a contract, in that contract, you already have that you're gonna be doing makeup for 5 people, and this is how much it's gonna cost to do those 5 people. So, and also your deposit is gonna be based off it's going to be based off a percentage of the total amount. So that all needs to be in there so that you make sure that you're protecting yourself and that you're getting paid for all the people you agreed to do. Also, another smart thing to do is put something in there about additional people, because a lot of times what will happen, let's say there's 6 bridesmaids in the contract. She says, I want you to do, you know, I want you to do my makeup and 3 of the bridesmaids. Well, what happens is, you know, people will think, oh, I can do my makeup myself. I don't need anyone to do my makeup. When they get there and they see how great everyone else is looking and how flawless they look and how completely flawless they look, they will say, well, I want to look like that too. So you want to write something in there that, you know, if you have time to do it, how much it would cost for additional people, so that they already know that up front, so that you're not put on the spot. Also, you want to make sure that you know how much time you have to perform your job. So you want to make sure that you should know as a makeup artist how long it's going to take you to do something, how quickly you work. So you should be able to tell them at the time of the contract that it's going to take you X amount of time to do X amount of people. And this is where liability comes in as well. A lot of times what will happen is with weddings, people will be running around with like a chicken with their head cut off, and people are going to show up late and things like that. So let's say you have 4 hours. Well, now you have an hour and a half because everybody wasn't doing what they were supposed to do. It's their responsibility to manage their time effectively. So you want to make sure that you have something in there that says, hey, if I don't have the amount of time that we agreed on, that I told you that I needed, that I'm not responsible for I'm not responsible if everyone's makeup doesn't get done. Because while you're going to try as hard to get everything done, if they don't give you the time that you need to do it, then that's on them. They need to make sure they're managing their time effectively. So that's very important as well. Also, you want to make sure that you have something in there about cancellations. You're going to charge a deposit, and well, I recommend charging a deposit because you're booking a day, you're booking time in your schedule, and if they cancel, you're left with nothing. So you want to make sure you have a deposit, so at least if they cancel, at least you make something for that day. Also, it's good to have in there at what point, if they cancel, do they forfeit their deposit. And don't feel bad about this because all the other vendors are going to do this. The hall is going to do it, the flower people are going to do it, everyone's going to do it, the caterers are going to do it, because they're taking time out of their schedules. And if you just decide to up and cancel, if there's no contract, no agreement, no deposit, then, you know, they make nothing. So they aren't going to do it, so why should you? So you want to make sure that you're protecting your interest that way. Also, what else did I say? Payment arrangements. You want to make sure that you have that contract when the total bill is going to be due. If it's a week before the wedding, if it's the day of the wedding, if it's however much time, however you decide to do it, you want to make sure that you definitely have when you are expecting payment in full. So that's taken care of. So those are some things that you want to consider. Also, liability. Make sure you have something in there about allergies, and things like that. You know, make sure they tell you whatever their allergies are and everything like that. And a little bit about trials. You can do trials a couple different ways. Some people don't charge for trials, some people charge for trials. Some people use the trial as like in place of a deposit, so that if you do go through with the wedding, then that amount is applied to the final bill. It really just depends on the person and how you want to do it. So that's my advice for that. If you guys want like a sample of my bridal agreement, you guys can feel free to shoot me an email and I can show you a sample of mine. I'll put all the information down below. You can always head over to completelyflawless.com and send me an email there, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Let me know down below what's in your bridal contract, any advice you have for other artists, and also let me know if you would like me to share with you a sample agreement. So thank you guys for watching. As always, don't forget to subscribe for new Pro Series videos every single Wednesday. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.